Good afternoon, live from Toronto on the GBKM network. This is the Chat Up Show, the show where we catch you up with a chat up of our weekly headlines. I'm your host, Elizabeth Aloyde, and I hope that you are ready to chat it up with me today. Now, as always, you know you can keep up with the GBKM network in various ways. You can listen and watch live 24/7 at www.gbkm.fm or www.gbkm.tv, where you can check out any past shows you may have missed, check out our upcoming show schedule, learn some breaking news for across the globe, and you can like, share, comment, all that good stuff. You can also download our free app available for iOS and Android devices, where you get notified every time we go live, so you won't have to miss out on another show. But if you do miss a show, don't worry, we've got the past shows tab as well, and all the same features that you find on our web radio station. You can also follow us across social media platforms at GBKM Network on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, where you can also continue to watch live as well. Remember, that's GBKM Network. And on Facebook and YouTube, you can still like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Y'all know the drill already. But yeah, this is some good stuff as well. On our website, too, you can watch some movies whenever we go live with some movies and entertainment, too, which, you know, we're here to keep you entertained, as you know, on the GBKM network, not just with our live shows, but also with our streaming possibilities as well. Now, today we have a very, very special guest on the show. You know, we love to support local entrepreneurs and businesswomen, especially on the Chat Up Show. So I am so glad and excited to welcome our very, very special guest, Shannelle G, who is a serial entrepreneur here in the GTA area, has her own lounge and event space, beauty supply, hairdresser, you name it, this woman does it. And so welcome to the show, Shannelle. How are you doing?
I am great. Thank you for inviting me, Elizabeth. I appreciate it.
Of course, I'm so glad to have you on. Now, I kind of want to dive into just being an entrepreneur. Like, what inspired your entrepreneurial spirit? Serial entrepreneur as well. Where did that come from?
Well, I've been labeled serial and I appreciate it. I take it, I own it. I never thought of it, but once I heard the name, I know that was me for sure.
Yeah.
So my drive came from both my mom, my grandparents, the way they work, and of course, like I had this vision of how I want my life to be. So I kind of manifested it and then I claimed it. So I came here basically just to see how I can improve my life and my family life back home.
Yeah. And I think that that's a similar story for a lot of entrepreneurs. It's that they grew up seeing the work ethic for their family members and those around them, and that also inspired their drive to get here. But it's not easy, is it?
I wish I could tell you it was an easy road, but
Yeah.
you know what? To every success story, there's always a challenge. And how you choose to live with that challenge or how you choose to explore that challenge. Are you going to take that challenge and in a negative or a positive way? I choose the positive way always, simply because I'm a positive person.
Yeah.
That's number one. There was a lot of challenges, Elizabeth. I cannot be sitting here right now and be telling you that, oh, it was easy, was this. Maybe if it was, I probably wouldn't have appreciated. Yeah.
That's true. Is that when we don't, it seems that when we don't work hard and overcome these challenges, we don't really appreciate just how far we've come.
That's
Especially, you know, being like immigrants in the country. You know, you hear the Canadian dream, and you can be part of that statistic of you come here, you have a better life, more successful, if you will. But it's definitely not easy. It's not an easy road. But what kept you going? Like, what kept you pushing through and saying, like, even though there may be challenges, I have this goal that I want to accomplish, and I'm not gonna quit.
Well, first of all, let me just explain a little bit of my background first, then you understand why I would want better for my children. Because that's how I thought about it from the beginning. I came here in 1987, and back then there wasn't that many Black families around, especially African, mostly Caribbean. And you're coming from a predominantly Black area to an area where maybe 5% Black at the time. And even your own Black people were making fun of you as an African. And circumstances beyond my control, I had to be out there early. So from 14, I've been working. There was the program called Higher Student Canada. So as soon as I got here, my number one goal is, how do I get this job? How do I start? Back then, you could work from 13 years old, Higher Student Canada.
Wow.
You go, you pick strawberries, you pick corn, whatever it is. You pick it for, I believe it was $3.15 an hour. But the point is, it was a paycheck.
Yeah.
And that was a summer job. So by me seeing those paychecks, I wanted more. Okay, that's summer. After that, what's next? How do I get another better paying job? So my mind is constantly thinking about improving, climbing, not staying at the level as I am always. Because I believe in order to succeed, you always have to constantly add, never subtract, always add. And my drive is that if and when I was blessed with children, I wanted to make sure my children are in a better position than I was. So that's my drive. My children are my drive.
Yeah, I can definitely hear that. Kids, having to pick strawberries for $3 or $5 an hour. Yeah.
Well, these North American kids nowadays, I doubt they would even do it. You know what I mean? But we came from a different background, so like I don't know how to explain it. We came from a total appreciative background. We watched whether our grandparents, our parents, our cousins, uncle farm. Yeah. And that's, to me, it's a harder job than coming here and just picking, where you have machines doing most of the work and you're just picking. So to me, that's nothing. But try and get a North American kid right now to say, go pick. Yeah, it ain't happening.
I can't lie to you, Shannelle. If someone told me to do that now, I'd be like, excuse me? I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like, to me, from there, I got a job, my first job at Wendy's, and that was in Brampton. So I've been around for a long time. After Wendy's, another job came along, then school, of course. After school, what do you want to do? I was one of those that never believed that I needed to go to college right away. Number one, I'm not going to listen to a counselor telling me what I should be taking. What's going to make me happy? What job am I going to go into that's going to be like, yes, I'm excited to go to work today. Yeah, I'm going to dress up, or I'm going to do this. People pick careers based upon money or income. You go to school, you learn, you come out. Most of these university students cannot find a job. Then you owe up all this money. Then what do? They come in after you. You have to go back to square one. So for me, working for different organizations also taught me that as much as we may think we have them on this platform, they are also disorganized. They are also constantly evolving. So, and I realized I cannot sit on a desk. That's not for me. Yeah. So I'm happy that I waited. An opportunity presented itself before I went to school.
You know what? You raised an interesting point there. Like, the path that a lot of people want to take is you go to school. When you get out of school, you go work for an organization. And even just you mentioning that not all organizations are as put together as it may seem. So for those who want to go out and do their own things, create their own paths, it's not as outlandish for those to have those dreams instead of following the path that has been created for a lot of us already. And I'm sure for, I know I tried to say it when I was graduating high school. I was like, maybe I don't need to go to college. And my parents were like, haha, no, you're going to college. And I appreciate that. Did you also experience like having to advocate for yourself and say, this is the path that I want to choose for myself because I know that at the end of the day, I feel more fulfilled?
Well, for me, I didn't have adults behind me. I've been on my own since 14 years old.
Yeah.
I've always been hustling as usual.
Yeah.
So I didn't have like somebody on my shoulders saying, go to school, go to school, go to school, which in a way I appreciate it because I find a lot of, especially African parents, forcing their kids to go to college or university for that degree. What is that degree bringing you? Right? And so I'm kind of happy I didn't have that opportunity, but because my street knowledge taught me better. What do you want in life? What can you achieve in life? Then you have to start focusing on what you want, how you're going to achieve it, how you constantly going to have to stay focused, how you constantly have to keep climbing that until you reach the goal. Even when you reach a goal, you're still not happy. And not that you're not happy. I'm happy where I am today. I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But to me, it's the constant addition to what you're doing. As an entrepreneur, having one resource can never be enough.
Now, that is a point because you hear that a lot from entrepreneurs. They're saying that one resource is not enough. You have to have like multiple streams of income. But, there's also the school of thought that you want to have something that's built and can give you the foundation to then build off of that and start other things. Where do you fit in that line of thinking? Are you of the belief that start as many things as possible and have as many pots going at the same time, or are you more build one foundation first and then go off of that?
Oh no, definitely. You have to build one foundation first. You have to succeed at one and then see which ventures you can add, or which venture you can subtract, because not having a beauty supply business, you can't just have that and be satisfied. The beauty industry is constantly changing.
Yeah.
Every year as a stylist, if I choose to do color, I have to go back to a coloring L'Oreal, Swatchcraft, Wella, whoever. If I choose to do color, every year they come out with a new color concept or a new color that you need to be trained on. So until you build one foundation and then you choose which way you want to go. When you find that one venture, okay, well, from there, what else can I learn to add? So it's like you're constantly adding until you reach that destination. So I will never have opened a beauty supply, say, oh yeah, I'm going to hairdressing school right away. I have to see, is hairdressing school going to bring me money?
Yeah.
Is it going to bring more revenue? Okay, yes. So then I went. What else can I add to this establishment to add more revenue? Then I added a nail and, pedicure. After that, what else can I add? Okay, then I added esthetician, a tattoo artist. So you're constantly building and renovating and adding, it's just a constant climbing.
Yeah.
You have to work smart, and you also don't want to put all your money into different streams and then boom, this one didn't work, that one didn't work. You don't want to do that. Yeah.
So how did you get into the beauty industry and the beauty business? Like what started that off?
So for those that know me, knew that I was always into my hair, my nails. Almost every week, my hair has to be done. My nails have to be on point. I was not utilizing that to do anything, but to me, I was just doing it because I wanted to look good.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm going to be doing that and it's benefiting me, as in bringing me no revenue, what am I doing it for? So I found my passion, which is beauty. So an opportunity presented itself at a salon that I normally go to, and the hairdresser turned to me and said, G, that's what they call me, my nickname on the street. You are always here. You're always getting your hair done. I know you'd be great at this industry. This person is selling. would you be interested in maybe taking it on? Right away, I jumped. And at the time I was engaged. So I asked my fiance, and he's like, yes, I believe you can do it. So right there, I jumped on it. Sorry, the beauty supply aspect. So we started that for a while. The location we were at, the person that we bought the business from happened to not have told us that they transferred the business to us. So the landlord now wanted us out within 1 month. This was December. So what am I going to do? We just spent all this money and bought this beauty supply. So quickly, I had to think of where in the city can I go to that there weren't so much beauty supply. At the time we were on Jane and Shepherd. Too many beauty supplies around it. There used to be Afro Beauty Supply inside Jane Finch Mall. I don't know if you recall. There used to be another beauty supply in Jane Finch Mall on the opposite end. And there used to be another beauty supply across Jane Finch Mall. There was another beauty supply at Jane Wilson, which was also Afro Beauty Supply. Right there alone, to me, was too much.
Yeah.
I just got in the business, but I already know that's too many beauty supply in one location.
Oversaturated.
So, exactly. So I was thinking, and I was like, wait a minute. I grew up on Lakeshore in the 80s. I don't recall seeing any there. So I drove around there. And of course, I never saw none. And I found a location right away. We were told to leave end of December. Within mid-January, I found a location. The price was good. I knew it wasn't going to be busy right away, but I was willing to give it a chance. And people would always trying to downplay you in the neighborhood. They would be like, oh, you're not going to make it. Many people have tried and they closed down. They didn't last. You're not going to make it. You're not listening to those voices. You have to follow your dream. Like I said, you manifested something. So don't let the doubters doubt you. I chose my path because I know there's a reason why God brought me there. There's a reason why God programmed that in my head. I'm not going to listen to them. So we opened up. Funny enough, it was busy, busier than Jane Street. Right?
Yeah.
And so I quickly realized I needed to go to hair school now because I'm not a hairdresser. I was the one getting beautified every week. But there's money in the industry because the problem was the previous people before me only had a beauty supply. You added a salon, which we did, but I hired people who were not consistent. That's the problem with us. We're not consistent. We can't work for another race and show up on time. But when you're working with your own people, they look at you as if, I don't know, the professionalism is just not there. So because of that, I quickly went to hair school and started learning how to do hair. Because I can see that income coming. I'm not about to lose it.
Yeah.
So I went to school, got through, and started doing hair. Till this day, I'm still a stylist.
Wow. There's a lesson in there that, you noticed that there was a certain area that already had a lot of options. And instead of just like folding up and saying, okay, this isn't for me, like you just changed direction a little bit. You went to another part of the city and look at what that you were able to grow and build and develop your empire, if you will, from there. Yeah.
All right. And like I said, it's a constant addition. So you're constantly climbing that ladder.
Yeah.
So besides the hairdressing, what else can add? Because there was a certain point in the beauty industry where Black beauty suppliers were not being supported.
Yeah.
So like I stated, when we were on Jane Street, shortly after I migrated from Jane, there was BSW that just came to Shepherd and Keel. Every client that I have, or most of my colleagues who have the stores we're going to Keel and Shepherd. So right there alone, we lost our customers.
Yeah.
Right. So but there was no hairdresser there yet. So I was still in business. I lasted because I had added a salon to my services. So that kept me going during those times. Yeah. That was probably maybe 2006, 2007. That things started to shift a little bit. And a lot of people didn't last. A lot of the Black-owned businesses, like the ones I call out, never lasted.
Wow.
Because there was no salon.
And they couldn't compete with the competition of the non-Black owned businesses.
They couldn't, because what we don't realize is that we choose to support other cultures more than we support ourselves. And when BSW came around, their prices were cheap.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. You can research it on YouTube and it will show you from Florida to Atlanta. I guess from Florida, when they first got there, they started opening beauty supplies. And then quickly all the Black owners lost their shop. They tried it in Atlanta. Atlanta quickly did a video on YouTube and sent out, which I watched, that was warning us not to give up and what you must try and do, because what their agenda is to get all the Black business beauty suppliers out. That way they can climb the prices like they did now. Now you can go to the Koreans and their prices are either more expensive than me or we're at the same price level. Because before that, they had the market. They had nobody thought about Black owned. That just started coming around like the last 3-4 years. Nobody thought about supporting Black. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was just, to me as a business owners, I spoke with them. If I don't have it, find another beauty supplier that's Black owned and support. I'm not all pro Black, but when it comes to us spending our money, we should be spending it within our community, because you're not going to find those Korean coming to our community and support us. You can go open a store within the Korean community. You will never get the same support as we give them. That's the problem I had.
And that's even part of the conversation, you know, like last year we started talking about how there's so many more Black businesses. We're seeing that grow, but there's a lack of support, that it's easier to go towards something that you, quote unquote, have known, instead of supporting a Black owned business, or the prices are too high, or the customer service. Like there's always some sort of excuse as to why we don't want to spend money within our own communities. And that was something that a lot of folks have brought up and have been questioning, like, why can't we support our communities, putting back the money? Now we have days, you know, in the UK, they have the Black Pound Day, where it's a day that you only spend to Black owned businesses. There's like the Black Dollar Day, or like they try to do Blackout Tuesday last summer, where we were only amplifying and supporting Black owned businesses. Do you think that's enough to start, you know, seeing a shift towards more pro Black owned business support?
I believe it's a start. I see, and I continue to see a lot of improvement, where I now have Black people, like of my own skin color, coming to me and say, you know what? I'm going to start supporting you now because I finally found a Black owned business.
I'm one of them.
Black owned beauty supplier.
Yes.
But we were there before. Why did you go elsewhere? Why did it take you until we start to decrease before you step in to start helping? That's my question to them always. Why was it always you went somewhere else for the longest time? And then now that you can literally count on your fingertip how many Black owned beauty suppliers is there. And if you notice what the Koreans do, is as soon as they see a successful Black beauty supplier, they go and open up a store right beside them. And then everybody will start going towards that, you know, the Koreans. So if they purposely continue to sabotage us, why? My question, like maybe because I'm in the inside of the business, I'm not seeing the reason why you can't see what's going on to say no. I'm not going to help them. I'm going to continue to support this Black owned business, regardless if it's $1 more. I'm going to go there because I want them to stay in business. I constantly ask questions and I can never get the answers.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what is usually the answer to those questions as well?
They just never, I never thought about it. You know, now that you say it, you know, you make a point, but I shouldn't have to. To me, it's just common sense. Maybe I'm just ahead of the time. To me, it's just common sense. I don't have anything against any race. I support everybody, but I have to see you support me too. So if I were to be in your neighborhood Would you support me? And if the answer is no, then I can't spend my money with you.
Now, speaking of, how we're seeing a lot more, especially like Korean-owned beauty supply stores, like there's been a breakdown of the history of how this happened in North America, especially, and this goes back to the '60s, where Korean Americans essentially cornered the market by controlling the manufacturing, distributing, and retail sale of hair extensions, which was like the money-making industry, like moneymaker of the industry. All extensions from wigs, weaves, even like expression extensions, all of those, and that was how they've managed to, corner and have a hold in the industry. Do you think that's why a lot of black-owned beauty supply businesses, especially, weren't able to compete with this growing competition?
No.
No.
I think the reason why they weren't able to compete is because they weren't getting the support. We all get from, most of the beauty supply, we all get from the same manufacturer, whether it's Sensational, Outre, Milky Way. We all used to buy from the exact same manufacturers, all in the States. However, maybe around 2005, 2006, when the Koreans started opening up, certain companies like Milky Way blocked all the Black-owned suppliers from buying Milky Way, stating that, oh, you're too close to Keel and Shepherd. I'm at Lakeshore and Islington. How am I too close to Keel and Shepherd?
Yeah.
They gave them all the control, the rights to sell the hair. They tried the same thing with Outre and Sensational, and they said, no, we had these people here before you came. We just give you the total rights. Or else I wouldn't have been able to sell Outre and Sensational too. We got discontinued from Milky Way because they gave the total control. We were here first.
Yeah.
We've been supporting you first, but you blocked us because a new person came to town. So, but because they were getting the support again, without our money, their product would have been sitting on the wall. Am I right or wrong? So our money built them.
Like as consumers, we don't know all of this. I think that's why I was so excited to have you on the show today, because we get a different perspective of it as from a business owner's point of view, because we don't know all the behind the scenes, what goes on within the industry. We just know that there's this beauty supply chain is what it is at the end of the day, because there's so many BSWs across the city that even like I patronize them. I'm a little ashamed to say now, but I do, because it's convenient. I know where they are, like they're everywhere. So even if I move around the city, like I know that I'm gonna find what I need to find, because it's the same across the city. But to hear from you, like that there were times that certain products were like blocked, or you weren't allowed access to certain things just because of a quote unquote postal code, if you will. Like that's the only reason, even though that doesn't even make sense geographically in the city. But wow.
That's the excuse they use. And to me, again, it came back to how were they able to have so much power? We gave them that power.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We're the one that wears the most extensions, first of all, in the world. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
Why are the people who are on top are non-Black? That's number one question. Why is it that when a Black business like opens, or not even opens, is already existing, and then they come and open, why is it that our people didn't see what is being done? I don't want to use any word that, we're live. So why is it that it's not obvious for you to see, okay, this is not right? Like they came and opened right beside this Black guy or this Black woman. Let's not go there. If those products continues to sit on their wall, they would have never had the opportunity to get to where they are. But because we were not smart enough, so our money financed and then got rid of our people.
Yeah.
And their stores. Now you're crying. So should I feel sorry? In a way, I don't, because now it took you how many years to figure that out?
Yeah.
Right? And now all the prices are gone up. Not like before, because they have majority of the market. They still have the majority of the market. And I don't know how we're going to stop that, but it's a step up with the Blackout Tuesday. I see a great deal of more and more non-Black coming in and say, no, I'd rather support you better. Your customer service is even better. Down to customer service they don't have. So I don't understand how you continue to support somebody who does not even have customer service for you.
Yeah.
I walk into that store once upon a time just to see what's going on. What is the hype? Like I walked in because
I mean, you have to check out the competition as well just to see.
I'm a person like that. I walked in and I noticed the Korean man standing and looking over all the Black employees. Hey, you, help. Who are you talking to? Why are you allowing somebody to talk to you like that in this day and age in Toronto, in Canada, or anywhere in the world? Why are you being spoken to as a slave? And why are you accepting that? I know I wouldn't. The customer service is awful. You'd always see an Asian around the counter. And if you see, check it out, if you think I'm lying. And if you see somebody Black around the cash register, there's always an Asian standing there watching her. They don't even trust you. How can you work for somebody like that? And they don't know our product. They need your knowledge to sell your stuff to your people, and the money goes in their pocket.
Yeah.
The idea behind that just puzzles me.
I think it's starting to puzzle a lot of people, and that's why we're seeing this shift towards wanting to support Black-owned businesses, and especially with Black hair care. Like at the end of the day, as you said, it's like selling things that we are predominantly the users of. Like in 2017, a study showed that Black consumers spent $54 million on ethnic hair and beauty aids, along with $473 million in total hair care. Like we're spending the money for this, we're doing it. We essentially need this stuff, so why can't we go towards the people that, like I'd rather talk to a Black woman about what I can use on my hair, to be quite honest with you.
Of course, because we know what to refer. Yeah. Like most of those people, like for me, when people come to my store and they ask me questions, I'm able to say, okay, your hair texture, this is what we'll work with it. I'm not trying to sell you something that's not working just because I want the sale. No, I don't function like that. I believe I stayed in the business this long and I continue to climb because those customers spread the word. So the word of mouth alone got me to where I am today. Yeah. Like it's not advertising. I barely advertise. I'll be lying to you if I tell you that, I promote. Right now, the most thing I'm promoting is my clothing line that I added to the people. That's mostly what I'm promoting because, I have to wear, like I said, I love fashion. I love hair. So if I'm going to spend, it better be making me some kind of money. Yeah. Or some kind of revenue. It has to add. It can never be subtracting. It has to add. You find something you love, find a way as to how do I turn this into a business? How do I add this into a business? So during the lockdown right now, what's keeping me going? Yeah. Not curbside, because curbside for hair care, most people came and bought that already. Yeah. Our health, we stock up. So you may not see that person for 6 months. So what are you going to be doing within that 6 months? You got to think about it. Yeah. What can I be doing? Okay, I know it's not allowed, but there's still undercover partying going on, and there's still christening going on. Yeah. There's still birthday parties, people doing photo shoots going on. So clothing is a necessity. Yeah. And most of the clothing stores are closed right now. But I'm a small business. I have a website, and they can come and pick up their outfits if they want by the store. So that's what's keeping me going right now, because right now salons are closed.
Yeah. And that's actually, before we get into that, because I do want to get into your clothing line and how you have been working as a small business owner during the pandemic, but we're going to take a really quick commercial break. And when we're back, we're going to continue our chat with Shannelle G. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
This is not your regular show. It is an interactive section powered by the masses.
You go to Nigeria, you wake up, you go come. I just said now, I don't go to Nigeria.
Where we discuss issues that cut across politics, security, health, current affairs, governance, and so much more. slices of humor to keep you entertained and thrilled. We are the GPKM Street Talk Team.
Hello and welcome back to the Chat Up Show. I'm your host, Elizabeth Aloyde, and today we are talking about Black ownership in the beauty industry. And we're joined by serial entrepreneur Shannelle. Before we went on the break, we were kind of getting into how you've managed to keep things going during the lockdown, and you have the clothing brand as well. You're the fashion of it all. We went from the hair, the nails, now we're into the fashion. These are like my favorite topics, honestly. So how did you manage to, pivot into this new business venture of yours?
Well, again, I'm a serial shopper.
Yeah.
So when I was married, I would buy clothes and I'll put in my closet just so that he wouldn't see it, because as soon as I see if I love it, I'm getting it. And so the question remains, okay, I'm spending all this money. And I'm a person that if I wear it once, it's hard for me to wear it again, if you know what I mean. I don't know why.
I know what you mean.
Why are we like that? I don't know. We're not rich, but we want to play rich. So the question, I'll get compliments every here and there. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to start buying it in bulk instead. So I did my research and I found incredible supply, good quality, great quality, everything, because, quality matters.
Yeah.
You can't go on AliExpress and the picture you see is not the picture you're going to get.
Yes.
So I wanted great quality, and I want something that if somebody put it on, compliment. Where'd you get that from? Oh my gosh, like I wanted those. So I have the space. I have 3,000 square feet of space. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Divide the store into sections. So I made a store inside the same organization. So there's a clothing store, the beauty supply part, the esthetician with a tattoo parlor, and the back is the salon and the nails, manicure and pedicure. So everything started organizing. So like as I stated earlier, it's about climbing. So yes, the store was set a certain way. I looked at it and I said, "Oh, I can add this corner. I can make it into this." And at first, I started small, and since even during the pandemic, I have increased the space because that's how many clientele I have now.
Wow. So now, I mean, obviously now people can't come into stores and shop physically.
Right.
I miss it so much. But you have other options now that I'm sure people are wanting to know how they can also patronize still to help support you and your Black-owned business as well.
Thank you. Well, we have a website for the clothing. It's on www.gngbbeauty.com. I have Instagram also for it, _GNGBeauty. Any outfits you see there, you can message me directly on Instagram. You can ask me if I have the size, the color, and I answer right away. I'm always on my phone. Right now, as I'm talking to you, my phone is blowing up, but it's okay because
You're busy with me. I feel so special.
I'm with
you.
Elizabeth. So yeah, so people are constantly messaging as soon as I post something. Oh, do you have it in stock? I don't ask questions where you're going. Just come and buy it, pick it up. Send me the size. If I have it, I have it. You come and you pick it up. And if it is on my way, sometimes I will go out of my way and deliver if it's worth it. Oh, yeah.
See, that's the thing. You support people who support you, right? Like that, like to go above and beyond to go out and deliver as well. But I think that's the way the world is moving now. A lot of transactions are happening digitally, like online. We're really moving away from the face-to-face interactions of things, would you say?
I will say 100%. And for me, it was this way even before COVID started. So having a website and having like an online platform, period, it's a great addition to your any business you're running. You may think people are not looking, but they're really looking.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the government is recognizing that, like now in the recent budget, they're saying that they want to include like support for small business owners to, expand their digital footprints, because that's where a lot of places, like that's where we're moving towards. Like, we're all glued to our phones. We're all on Instagram. I mean, we can shop on Instagram now, for crying out loud.
Yeah. My
It's
favorite.
not good for the shopaholics. It's not good for us, but it's convenient.
A girl's best friend is shoes, clothes, hair, nails. So to me, I just study what I want, what I love. There's plenty of means out there.
Yeah.
So the question would be, how do I put it all together and create a revenue? How do I continue to make sure that those businesses continue, staying focused and climbing? And, you constantly have to think, even for nails. It's not just acrylic anymore. Now you have different acrylic powders.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said, it's always changing. It's always climbing. Once you stay focused, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. And you have to keep up with those changes. How do you manage to keep up? Because even like I do my own nails, and even that, like every year I hear something new. There's like the biogel sculpt, there's the acrylics, and then now press-on nails are all the rave because it's so easy and quick for everyone to have those perfectly manicured nails.
Yeah.
How do you keep up as a business owner? Like you're constantly having to revamp yourself, it seems.
Well, that's what you see. That's the technology. It helps a lot because number one, you constantly have your phone in your hands.
Yeah.
It's either this phone should not only be surfing internet or looking at Instagram, or Facebook. As a business owner, YouTube is a great tool. YouTube will be like new video pop up. Oh, this is involved in the beauty industry. I stay glued.
Yeah.
I watch it. Like this is how I spend most of my time. Yes, I go on Instagram because that also shows, Instagram now shows you, or your websites now show you where your revenues are coming from.
Yeah.
So I have to stay focused on Instagram for that reason. Other than that, I'm hardly on Facebook because my website showed me that only 1% or 2% of my traffic is coming from Facebook. That's irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
So now it's Instagram. Now my kids are like, Ma, you old. You need to get on Snapchat. You need to get on this. I'm like, this is now too much. Yeah, it's too much. So until it can show me that my traffic can come from there, I try signing on Snapchat. I didn't see no traffic. Maybe I gave it 3 months. Maybe I didn't give it long enough.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I didn't see no traffic. So I'm not going to waste my time on that app.
Yeah.
That's how I calculate my time based upon what is going to bring an add to what I'm constantly doing. Right. So technology, number one, I would say any business, whether it's food or clothing, hair, whatever, you post hairstyles on Instagram. Oh, wow, I like that. Somebody's about to book with you.
Wow. I'm inspired. Maybe I should start thinking of how I can start up my business.
Well, you're doing your own nails and you love to do it, it seems like. So you never know.
Yeah.
Apply. You never know.
Now, speaking of, you mentioned food business as well. You also have your lounge bar and event space as well.
Yes.
So
now that was an addition added from 2017.
Yeah.
I know my mind is constantly going. I don't know what it is. I can't stop it sometimes. So the space I am has 3,000 square feet upstairs and downstairs. You're paying one rent.
Yeah.
So the questions to yourself is, how do I maximize every space to bring in the income? Easy. Renovate. The landlord ain't going to renovate for you. You renovate. So at first I started with West African and Caribbean seafood. But West African food, added with Caribbean seafood because my ex was an islander. So include that. So we have both cultures, right? A lot of people love jollof rice now. So jollof rice is not only West African anymore, it's global.
Yeah.
So that brought in both cultures. Great. That was not, the revenue wasn't strong enough for me. Plus, we're close to Humboldt College South. Now, COVID happened shortly after that. The revenue is not that good. What else can I add? There's just space sitting down there. So I thought about adding another thing that I like is exercise. The gyms are closed. So I added pole dancing.
Yes.
During the day. What are you going to do? You probably want to train. I thought about yoga, but yoga, sweating, and food, no. Pole dancing is fun. There's a lot of stigma around it, but honestly, you try it once, you would know. You'll be giving those girls credit for swinging on those poles the way they do. It takes a lot of upper body strength to even hold on to a pole.
Yeah. I want to talk about pole fitness because it's in recent years that we're starting to see like less of the stick. Because when you think of a pole, you're thinking adult entertainment. Like that's where your mind goes straight. That scantily clad people, that's all you're thinking. But there's like those women are toned.
Tone is an understatement.
Yes.
I thought I was strong because I normally work out, when the gym was open, 3 to 4 or 5 times a week. So I thought, yeah, I'm physically fit. I'm ready to go. I couldn't even climb myself onto that pole. It took me about 3 weeks in order to get there. So it's not as easy as we think, number one. Number two, those people that are closed-minded are the ones that are not open to learn about something else. What you hear, you can't take what you hear. It's just like listening to somebody saying you can't. Yes, you can. Go and read about poles. See how that can benefit. Maybe it can benefit you. Maybe you can't. Yeah. But you can't just look at some, pole like, oh my God, it's strippers. No, it's a pole dancing, fun. People rent it for birthdays now with their girlfriends. Yeah. Before the pandemic, of course. Yeah. People rented for their birthdays. And since the poles went up, I was overbooked before COVID happened. Because now everybody wants a party, wants to rent the space because it's 3,000 square feet of space. Yeah. So it's a lot. 9 poles are downstairs and there's still room for you to have your event. So everybody now wants to book the place.
And you know what? That's really smart because once you do your pole fitness, then you could just get food.
There you go. You're going to be hungry.
Yeah. So from your experience, what are some of the benefits of pole fitness that you've seen? Like what makes it so good that had you ready to put up 9 poles in your event space and like incorporate that into your businesses?
Well, number one, there's other pole classes. There's one downtown. I did my research. There's one in York region, but there's none for Black owned. There's no Black owned pole classes. Not that it really matters, but sometimes we have this stigma, as you said, about pole. I wanted to open those doors for people to see that it's okay to come to pole dancing classes. You're going to have a workout so hard that you're going to be dreaming about the pole when you're sleeping. Like, you know what I mean? So I wanted to change people's perspective as to how they look at pole. So, and it's been working because, I had some ladies that I never would have thought would have wanted to try it. And they did. They love it. Yeah. And so to me, it's opening that door, number one. Number two, each pole classes is an average of $30 per hour. So do the calculation. If you can even have 2 classes booked, well, remember the 9th one, that's additional revenue. You just added right there. Yeah. Even if you make a sale on the food or not, that's a revenue for the day already. You're burning the lights. You're paying the rent. So you're using the water. So you have to find ways to constantly, the space is there. So to me, it's just, I don't know, maybe, like I said, my mind is always running. If I see something that can be an opportunity that can enter. Oh, yeah, I'm going to add this.
Yeah.
So the poll was added I added that last year.
Okay.
Yeah, that was added last year.
Oh, like right
Yeah,
before the pandemic, eh?
right before the pandemic, I added it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
when things open up again, I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of folks ready to get their workout on.
Oh, yes, they constantly message me on because I have an Instagram page just for that. I can't put that on certain, like I can't combine an Instagram page for my businesses because some of them just don't match.
Yeah.
So I have an Instagram page for that, and I'm telling you, people constantly, are you guys open yet? I want to come with my 5 girlfriend. No, we're not open. I'm sorry, but people are constantly messaging. They're waiting. They're dying. They're
Yeah.
excited. So, and I'm excited because honestly, sister girl, I'm telling you, the poll have changed the game for my event space.
Wow.
It's changed the game. Like I wasn't even expecting it. I followed just a thought, like a thinking, and the level as to how it reached. I can't even tell you some of the important people that came there and held private parties before
Wow.
the event. That's how it changed the game for me completely. And I was only thinking about pole classes, but other people have other ideas for their birthdays.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Like a
I'm kind of
bachelorette
happy.
party as well.
Yeah, I thank God every day for giving me like certain ideas.
You really do have the mind of an entrepreneur. I do have to tell you that. Like that, not everybody has the opportunity to see something and make it something else, like make it something bigger. But I am curious about the pole fitness. Do you get a lot of men as well asking about it?
No, not really.
Not
Men
yet.
ask me about it because they want to have a party like for their birthday to bring, to hire,
Yeah.
dancers for their birthday. But so it's not a strip joint when it comes to night event at all. I realize now after I put in the poll again that a lot of the young from say 20 to like 40, they all want a dancer at their birthday parties. And the poll is already there and it's secure. So they get excited, like, oh my gosh. So one person will have the party, there goes videos, whatever, flying on the internet. I'm getting calls like, oh, when can I book? Down to yesterday. When can I book for my party? I said, but we're on lockdown. I cannot do that. They know, but they're still trying. Like everybody's just waiting. So it gave me a whole different demographic of who can book, when they can book, and sometimes even music videos are shot there because the polls are there already. Yeah, so there's different ideas. Like it brought a whole different services to that venue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know my producer will be interested in the pole fitness classes. He's already got his hand raised right here. He's telling me I want.
Is he sure he wants to try it out, or
I don't know. We'll have to see because it's a lot of upper bodies, like having to like climb a rope almost, like pulling yourself. I've never tried it. But from what I've seen and what I've heard from people, it's a lot of upper body strength that a lot of folks don't take into account, like upper body and core.
Man, I mean, I like right now during the pandemic, that's probably every now and then I'll go and try it just because I want to keep in shape.
Yeah.
And people are asking, how did you keep so slim still during the pandemic? How did you not put on weight? Well, I go downstairs and I work out every now and then.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's there. Why am I waiting for the gym to open? I already have something like a gym downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
So it works out.
Once it opens back up, that quarantine 15 is going to have to disappear somehow. And why not try it with something fun, engaging, like a pole fitness class?
There you go. You don't even realize you're working out. Like it's so fun. Like you're doing stuff the instructor is telling you, and the instructor is fun. She's young, bubbly, and she's in herself into the business world. So she's grateful. And when I say this girl is amazing, she's exciting. You want to come back to her class because she doesn't, oh, I can't climb. No, babe, you do it this way. Like she's that's what I want. I want people who love what they do to join my team. I don't want nobody who's going to take it as a job. Take it as something you love. Because when you love something, you're going to give it your all.
Yeah. The
When you're just
passion's
there for a paycheck, it's not the same.
I can completely understand that. Now, I mean, of course, stigma. When you do a pole fitness class, you don't have to be dressed, erotically, sexually. Like, you can wear just like workout clothes.
Of course you
Yeah.
can, but most of the women so far that I've seen, I think some of them just use it as an excuse to wear short shorts because they don't wear it.
They're like, this is my time to shine. I'm living out whichever fantasy I've had.
Exactly. It's like Halloween. You get to dress up,
Yeah.
just for Halloween. So it's like they come in and I'm looking at some of the people like conservatives and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I'm shocked. And I like that. I like bringing out that side of people because you can't take life serious all the time. Life is short. Live it. Enjoy it a little bit. You can't be just straight and narrow all the time. Like relax. This is how stress is a killer.
Yeah.
And you need to
Hi there.
yeah, you need not to do nothing like that at all. Just relax and do you.
A little sign in here, touch your Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for
Sorry
all
about
you
that.
want to do.
No worries.
Yes,
Use the voice or the keyboard along the way.
Oh,
And if
okay.
you'd like
Is
me
that
to stay quiet,
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm always. This is something that's really fascinating for me. Honestly, I've never gotten the opportunity to talk to someone who's like involved in pole fitness in any way. But as the years have been going on, we're seeing a lot more. I want to say want for it. People are recognizing just how, like, the workout potential. Is there an age limit for who can take a pole fitness class?
absolutely not.
There you go.
Absolutely not. And you learn you get back your flexibility because you stretch. She constantly pushes you like I'm one of those. I stopped stretching a long time ago. I work out, but I'm like, I'll stretch later. I never stretch. She forced you to stretch.
Yeah.
Now I'm able to stretch fully. And that's also a form of exercise that we don't take into consideration when you're stretching. And even if you're just swinging on it, your body, you're working not only your upper arm, as you said, your waist, your abdomen, everything on top is worked. And if you wear high heels with it, guess what else you're working out? Your legs.
Yeah, because wearing high heels is a workout in itself.
There you go. So
Yeah.
you're getting everything in one without the heavy weight lifting and the sweating, and you're constantly, and the music is playing. So you pick whatever song, whatever. Like most groups that come, they pick a choice of music they want to dance to for the hour. So you're at a party without even knowing that you're working out.
That's true. Because if you do go to a club and you're busting a move, like you're kind of working out too. It's just that now it's in a more controlled environment, if you will.
There you go. And there's no males around staring at you, so you're free. You feel more free, right?
That's another thing as well, that there's like, it's a safe space where you can feel comfortable to really explore whatever you want to explore, I guess.
We don't judge. Just come and exercise, do you.
Yeah.
Follow an instruction if you want to try a new move. My girl is there to show you new moves. Everybody have an agenda. We don't know what it is. We don't care where it is. Just come. We'll show you.
I love that.
That's all it is.
You know what? Honestly, I'm hooked. Once it's open again, I'm definitely gonna be checking you out.
I can't wait.
I need a workout. Quarantine, sitting at home, you're not getting the full workout that you need, and this is fun. I dance anyway, so.
There you go. Excellent.
Great stuff. Yeah, I mean, and we know you also do, I'm sure will be taking men too if they're comfortable enough to come out and try pole fitness as well.
Well, yeah, right now we get mostly gay men. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, like sometimes they'll come with your girlfriends, in the group. And they make it fun. To be honest, I have a lot of gay friends, and they give me jokes, and they make it so fun. I don't know, like it's something about gay guys that you just shake your head, like really, like they make it so fun that when sometimes the girls will come in, oh, is such and such not coming to this session? Yeah. No, he's oh man, like that. But I haven't had any straight man to say, yeah, I want to learn pole. No, I haven't had that.
I mean, maybe this is the time, calling out all the straight men or just men in general have been thinking about it, this is a safe space. This
Yeah.
is a safe space. It's a workout. It's like conditioning that you do.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you're using a lot of your body mass, a lot of body strength. So like your body weight. So it's not really as bad as they think, but you know, they have this
Yeah,
mentality.
it's the stigma.
of-
Yeah.
Yeah, we will break away slowly. Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shannelle, for sharing so much of your insight and chatting with me today. I personally have learned so much, even just about entrepreneurship, the beauty industry, and now, of course, pole fitness. Sign me up.
can't
Before we
wait.
go, I just give the opportunity to let folks know how they can also keep up and get in touch with you if they want to shop with you, if they want to book a class.
Sure. So for beauty supplies, you can call 416-850-7440. That number once again is 416-850-7440. It's formerly G&G Beauty. I have just recently changed the name to Urban Queens. So if you Google G&G, it's still the same address because I still do have an entity under G&G. So it still sends you directly to me. For clothing, it's the same phone number, but the Instagram is different. It's _G&G Beauty. And just like the spelling, the letter G, the letter N, the letter G Beauty _. And for the pole classes, it's _Urban Queens. So it's _Urban Queens with an S. And for the food, it's also _Urban Queens, but it has the 6 spot. That's the entity I gave it. So DA number 6 spot on Instagram. You can order through Instagram. You can order us on Uber. You can order us on Skip. And you can also order us on Eat Meal First. It's a new app.
Oh.
So we're on there, or you can call for pickup orders because right now, because of the pandemic, I don't want any infection in the restaurant. So we meet them at the door and we give them the takeout orders.
Okay. Wow, great. Thank you so much, Shannelle. With that concludes our show for today. As you know, if you want to keep up with the GBKM network, you can do so by listening and watching live at www.gbkm.fm or www.gbkm.tv. You can check out our Facebook and YouTube at GBKM Network, where you can also continue to watch live, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Make sure you download our app so that you will be notified every single time we go live so you won't miss out on anything. But if you do happen to miss out, no worries. You can go check out our past shows. And also, if you want to check out the past shows to get more information that Shannelle just shared as well about keeping up with her too. If you want to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, it's GBKM Network. Again, that's GBKM Network. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, it's TIS_Liz_O. And with that, I will see you the same time, same place next week. Chat with you then. Take care.
The bad news is that everyone is a potential victim. But the good news is that everyone is a potential solution. Sensitize the masses to sanitize. Keep a social distance and quarantine. Stop!
The coronavirus is sweeping over mankind.
Everybody must be alert. It's a global pandemic we can never take for granted.
Omulwadde wa corona temubuzanyisa bange.
Kila mtu must be alert. It's a matter of life we can never take for granted. Discipline and personal hygiene, and make sure you regularly wash your hands. Keep a distance from everyone. Report anything like a symptom. Serious fever is a symptom. Dry cough is a symptom. Walkway tamula is a symptom. Itchy eyes and flu is a symptom.
Abo obulwadde bwekuuma obutabusiiga lwejjemu batannalwala olaga omwoyo gw'eggwanga olabira ku itale abasinga bafudde okubwewala kisingako obujjanjaba. The coronavirus is sweeping over mankind.
Everybody must be alert. It's a global pandemic we can never take for granted.
Omulwadde wa corona temubuzanyisa bange.
Kila mtu alert.
This is not your regular show. It is an interactive section powered by the masses.
Why you go to Nigeria? You wake up, you go come. Ask yourself now. I don't go to Nigeria.
Where we discuss issues that cut across politics, security, health, current affairs, governance, and so much more. Slices of humor to keep you entertained and thrilled. We are the GPKM Street Talk Team.